Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. My name's Anthony DePaulo. I'm joined by Craig Doremus. Craig, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a busy week. The Titans had 3 games, 1 against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights and 2 against the Johnstown Tomahawks. Let's start with the game against the Knights. You won 3-2. You peppered 44 shots on goal. We were talking about Zach's stage goal and how good he is between the net against the Titans. And how was the offense that day? Were you able to get 3 up on the board?
Obviously, I think we had a good attack plan going into the game, and like you spoke about, Zach's a really good goaltender, and you're going to need to make sure that you get a lot of not only shots there, but quality shots, not just stuff from the perimeter. So I thought our guys did a good job of buying into what we wanted to do tactically. Anytime you're able to get 3 past a kid like that, you got to make sure you take advantage of it. So I thought our defensive zone play was good. Our play away from the puck was solid enough. Obviously, give up 1 lead to make it a little bit too close to comfort, but nevertheless, a good win for us on the road. Different format, earlier afternoon game with some travel involved in the morning. So happy for our guys, and again, builds on a winning streak there, puts us at 2 wins going into the weekend with Johnstown.
And then going into that weekend in Johnstown, we won 6-2 on Friday. And it was a big game for 2 reasons. One, because the power play was connecting, unlike the previous week in Johnstown. And that day, Chris Garvey had announced his commitment to Middlebury College Division III program. And in that game, he picked up 2 goals and an assist. How special was that win on Friday?
I think you hit on all the heads there. Maybe you should be sitting in my shoes here, but nevertheless, really good job there by our guys. Obviously, they're a team we're battling with for the top spot in the East right now, and to be able to come out and get a win first time we played them in Middletown was good for us, like you said. The power play, not that it was under pressure that weekend, but we made it a point of emphasis with the coaching staff, and Bobby and Kyle spent a lot of time working on it. So I'm happy for those guys. They were able to get a response there, and then like you said with Chris, I don't think people really understand how special the kid he is and what he means to our program. And for him to commit to a school like Middlebury, which the moniker Division III, Division I is tossed around a little bit too much for my likings, but I think Middlebury's hockey program and what they offer students post-college is special. And I think for Chris, he's so happy and comfortable in his skin, which is so unique and great to see. It's no coincidence he comes out and has a really good response that night. Probably takes a lot of weight off his shoulders and pressure going into it, so he's able to just kind of relax and have some fun. And obviously, is a huge part of our team, so he gets 2 big ones there, and obviously contributes to a really big win at home.
The next day didn't go quite as planned. It was a 4-1 loss to the Tomahawks, but you said that you thought the team played pretty well on Saturday.
I did. I really liked our game on Saturday. Like I told our guys, after the game, not many times where I'm happy after a loss, and I don't want to say I was happy, but I wasn't unhappy with our team at all. I wasn't unhappy with their effort, their execution level. I think sometimes you got to realize that you're playing another hockey team who's really good too, and they're trained, and those guys have goals and dreams as well. And I thought their team played really well. I thought their goaltending was excellent on Saturday night. He really made some timely saves to help keep us at bay, and even early on when I thought we were pushing kind of hard. For our guys, really good job on the weekend. Killed a lot of penalties. And that put us shorthanded. Despite that, I thought our effort was good. Our pushback was good. We ended up out shooting them on the weekend, so I thought that was critical there. And we won a lot of D-zone face-offs, so it was really good. And obviously for us, just not the best of ideas having a split at home, but another good weekend of hockey for our guys. Happy for our guys where they are mentally, physically right now, and obviously as we approach into this weekend, just happy with where we're going. Now we got to finish the job heading into the holiday break.
We'll take a quick break here on Coach's Corner, and we have some special guests this week. We have a couple of players that have played in the AYHL teams with the Titans under head coach George Haviland. We'll also have him as a guest, and it must be really great having players come from the Titans youth teams and up to the North American Hockey League.
Yeah, it's been special for us because it's a feeder program that I don't think exists across the North American Hockey League. When you look at a lot of the teams and how they operate, they run independent of themselves. For us to have a quote-unquote feeder program here has been special for us. It allows us to get an eye on guys throughout their development process, keep an eye on them. If we see some stuff that we feel we can help them with, we can step in and speak to their youth coaches and the player development people here and kind of work out a couple details for us. So it's been good. And for us, if you look at the guys who have played for us coming through the Titans program, there's been a lot of goals from their sticks. Let's put it that way. We've got a lot of success from those guys. They've contributed to our team here on what I think has been a relatively successful run. And those guys have all played important parts of it, not only now but in the future, as they've kind of laid the groundwork here for everyone to follow in their path. So, let's not talk about what type of human beings these kids are. They're really good kids, people you're proud to have part of your program wearing your flag, and they've represented our organization so well. it's going to be tough to see them leave. We have a lot of guys now who have put in a lot of games here, and they're getting to the point where they're going to move on to college hockey now, and it's going to be tough to see them go, but obviously exciting to see who the next one is in their shoes. So it's been really useful for us and a big advantage for us in North America League.
We'll hear from them right here when we come back on Coach's Corner. Welcome back to Coach's Corner with our very special guest, George Haviland, the founder of the New Jersey Titans youth hockey program. George, you want to go back to the 1998-99 season where you created this program and the mission statement that you had when creating this?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Anthony. We started this program in 1998-99. It was myself, my dad, my brother Mike, and we had a real plan then because we wanted to help kids play Tier 1 hockey and junior hockey and help them move on out of the area without having to leave the area, the Atlantic District, New Jersey. And we were successful. The first year we had bantams, midgets, and a junior team. The junior team went to nationals, medaled at the national championship. I actually coached that team. My brother Mike coached the midget team and took a job then with the Scranton Titans. Hence, that's how we got the name. We were affiliated with the Scranton Titans in the East Coast Hockey League. He was a coach there, and the program was really run out of Iceland. It was really successful and took off from there.
And you talk about the Scranton Titans, and it even goes to the logo with the Trenton Bridge in there. But moving on, with the North American Hockey League, the construction of this arena around 2012, you're working with the North American Hockey League Commissioner, Mark Frankenfeld. The goal is to have a null team here when you're constructing this building, and you also helped found the East Division in this league. Do you want to talk about that process and how it came about?
Sure. The Mark Frankenfeld and I hooked up in about 2010. Our youth program joined the North American Prospect Hockey League, the NAPHL. It had a midget 16 and 18 element there, and we played in that league, and I became friendly with Frankie and always admired the NA and the opportunity that it provided as a league for players. And so when the opportunity came to buy this property here in Middletown, I got together with Frankie and we discussed having a NAL division on the East Coast, and it took about 2 years to plan it, but when we planned it, we built this arena around the basis that the NAL team would be here and be part of the future for the North American Hockey League. If you see our arena here, it's set up with skyboxes and private locker rooms and 1,500 seats in the arena, and it was approved by USA Hockey. And we got the Eastern Division started off the ground. We had 4 teams the first year. We Wilkes-Barre Scranton was a team. Aston Rebels had moved in from Rio Grande, and Johnstown was a staple in the league at that time. We started off with 4 teams, and now we're at 7. And the Eastern Division is really probably the top division in terms of collegiate exposure because all the colleges basically are here on the East. And I know the league's very happy with the Eastern Division. We're extremely happy, and really the reason for my drive of it was simply to help kids in our Atlantic District have an opportunity to get a chance to play in the NAL and get the exposure that the NAL provides. And you know, for us, the Titans, we certainly wanted to have as many Titan kids have that leg up on the competition, and we've been very successful moving kids from our midget program right into the NAL. I mean, we probably have had over hundreds of games played from our youth program, and we have players that are staples in our program. Kyle Jeffers, Gavin Goulash have been in the program for about 3 years, 4 years now, and they're top guys on our teams, and it's just working. Having the NAL here is really an attraction for guys, and we can train them. It's not culture shock for them to be inside this facility, inside this program when they have the opportunity. When Craig knocks on the door and says, hey, we need an 18 or a 16, or we need a guy who's going to be ready next year. They're here, they're familiar with the culture, they're familiar with how we do things, how Craig runs his team, how the Titans act off the ice, on the ice, and it's been a great success.
You talked about some of the players, Shane Haviland, Kyle Jeffers, Gavin Goulash, Jake LaRusso, where they're not only guys that may play for a couple of games. We're talking about some of the leading scorers in the NAL program in these 5 years in New Jersey. So the fact that you have a pipeline of players coming from the AYHL straight to juniors must be really special to have.
No, it's extremely special. It really makes me feel good. I mean, I enjoy the fact that we give these guys the opportunity to develop inside this program. And we do a good job at the youth program. Craig does a great job at the NA team, and it starts at 16. We're allowing guys to practice with our NAL team on a regular basis. Our 18 team has guys playing games, they're in and out of the lineup, and it gives them that leg up on everybody else. Like you look, take Kyle Jeffers for example. He's played in this program 4 years prior to ever putting on a Null sweater. He played here, and his dream was to go to college, play Division I. He got his dream. His dream came true, and we feel like we're a big part of it, right? Gavin Gulach, same thing. Shane Haviland, David Parker, Jake LaRusso, like guys just come through the program. They get the opportunity to practice and play some games and be around Craig and be around the NA culture and be exposed to it, and it gives them a leg up. So it's really really exciting, and it's what drives George, and it really it makes me feel good that we can provide this opportunity in a state-of-the-art facility and state-of-the-art program with high-level coaches, high-level trainers, and in a great league. I really can't speak enough about the NAHL. It truly is the league of opportunity. Frankenfeld and his staff does a great job on promotions. The colleges respect it. And you just look around, the league is promoting guys at a rapid pace. Not only college players, NHL players are now coming out of this league and having successful NHL careers. So we're excited to be part of the Null. It was a lot of work, but we're here now, and we encourage players to get to our program as young as possible so that they can experience our culture here as a Titan and be ready for Craig when he needs them. And we have a first place team right now, and we want to be able to reload every year with our own players inside of our program, and certainly use the AYHL as a platform to get players in. I feel very strongly about the AYHL and what they provide and the competition that league does, and our other owners there inside that league that do a great job.
George, thank you for joining us. And now let's hear from some of those players that have come up the pipeline from the AYHL to the Null.
Well, I came to the Titans my first year squirts, and that same group kind of went all the way up to 15 and 16 together, so had a good relationship with those guys, and it's kind of the reason why I stayed.
Now, you played in the Atlantic Youth Hockey League with the 15 and 16U teams. What were some of the things you picked up on as a hockey player at that level?
Yeah, well, the games were fast, so always good competition. You're playing against teams that are ranked, top 10, top 20 in the country every weekend. So, and then you go to Boston, you play in the Excel League, and you're playing against other teams with Division I commits and guys that are known guys. So it was good competition, and it really helped me move forward to the next step.
Last season, you committed to Colorado College. Then you made the jump to the North American Hockey League. So how do you think playing for the 16U team got you ready for the North American Hockey League?
Yeah, the 16 team definitely helped. My coach, George Haviland, helped me a lot. He gave me a lot of tips and helped me with my habits, to get me to the next level. And obviously I'm committed to his brother's school, so that he helped me out there. And just the practice schedule, everything got me ready for the next level.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. George gave me a chance to come play U16 for the Titans. We had a really skilled, talented team. We did a lot. We won the AY championship. So, we had a lot of skilled kids. He gave me a chance, and I loved it. Met a lot of great kids that are still on the NA team now. So, kind of went up the ladder with them. So it was nice.
How special is it to have a group of players that have gone all the way from the AYHL up to the NA?
I mean, it's great. It's just like bonds made. Like you make bonds on road trips, tough games, tight games that you need to work together. So, I mean, I think it all works hand in hand, and just to be playing with them now only helps. So.
Shane, you have some family connections.
Yep.
Your uncle George is in charge of the Titans.
Yep.
And you are literally a day one guy. You played for Wall when they were the Americans before they became the Titans.
Yep. That was a long time ago. I don't really remember much about it, but it's nice to know that I've been a day one here. Yeah, that's about all I got.
But you want to talk about playing with the youth teams in the AYHL and then going up to play for the Titans in the Null?
Yeah, I mean, the kind of success and tradition that George promotes and the rest of his staff within the organization is just top notch. They helped me really transition my game to North American League, and ever since then, I mean, I can't thank them enough for everything they did for me. And just that tradition, it passes over to Craigie and Bobo, and they've taken it and just run with it. And I couldn't be happier with the place I'm at and the job that the organization, Titans and George, did for me as a youth hockey player.
Do you want to talk about playing for the AYHL prior to coming to the Null team?
Yeah, it was awesome. George Haviland gave me a chance to play hockey close to home, which is something I never really had as a youth player. So I mean, living 5 minutes from the rink, it's kind of a no-brainer to come play here. And just over the years, it's very evident that they have something special here with the amount of kids that they're progressing on to the next level from either the youth program to the AHL or to the Titans and the NA. And from here, it's just a testament to our program here at the NA with the job Craig and Bobby have done, with how many guys they've sent on to play Division I, Division III college. It's not a coincidence that all this has happened with the hard work that they put in and the hard work that we put into it as well.
I started playing hockey around when I was 8, 9 years old, and coming to Middletown was easy because it was close. I actually started out playing for the Titans in Howell because that rink was where the Titans were when I was around that age. But when this rink was built, it was nice to come here and play. And I played with a lot of the same kids from when I was a squirt to even 18, so that made it an easy decision to stay because I like a lot of the guys. And playing for George, my 16 and 18 year was really good for me. I think he really helped me a lot.
You want to talk a little bit more about the things you picked up as a hockey player, playing in the AYHL, and how it got you ready for the jump into the North American Hockey League?
Yep, definitely. In the AYHL, we had a lot of rivalry teams. We played the Avs a lot, the Flyers, and the competition was pretty good compared to other leagues around here. So really kept me going as a player, got me a lot better. And some of the other guys on the team now, I played against them in the AYHL as well, so really brought us together here.
Matt, we've been talking about players who've played for the Titans AYHL teams, but you've played in the league, but for different teams. The Philadelphia Junior Flyers, Little Caesars out in Detroit, and also the North Jersey Avalanche. So, playing for so many different organizations, what was it like playing for each one in this league?
I think it was a good experience getting 4 different coaches in different leagues. They all taught me something that I brought with me to Null, and it's been really good. It was a good experience.
What did you learn in the Atlantic Youth Hockey League? Some things with each team that got you ready for the next level?
I think the biggest thing I learned for when I was at 16 with the Avs was that you got to bring it every game. You can't take a game off, and I think especially in the NA you have to bring it every day, or else you're going to get exposed as a fraud in the league. And then if you bring it, then you're going to be able to have a good success. And I think we're having that too.
When you play in the AYHL, what was it like playing against the Titans? Do you remember any of those games?
Yeah, I hated it. They're big, strong, fast, physical, and especially Goulash. He was always throwing the little slash in the back of the leg. So, but it was fun. We had good rivalry, and it was real good battles every time we played.
How good is it to be teammates with them now?
It's awesome. I love it.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for joining Coach's
Thanks,
Corner. Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Anthony DiPaolo along with Craig Doremus. And Craig, coming up next is a 2-game set against the Jamestown Rebels. You guys had a successful weekend when they came here, but they seem to have been a better team since we last met.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Joe and their staff have done a good job. That team's going to get better as the year goes. I think for them, they've had a high turnover rate last year, had a lot of new players this year. So anytime guys get more comfortable, more experienced in the league, you see them coming. They got 2 really good goaltenders, so you're in for a dogfight. They're going to give them a chance to win every day. And I don't think anyone's shocked here by their recent success. It was a matter of time before they started to play better. And we know we're going to have our hard hats on, ready to work here on the road. They're coming off a tough loss, and we know that they're going to be ready to go heading into the holiday break. Both teams want to finish on a good mark, and get into the holidays feeling good about themselves. So I think we had a good week of preparation. Guys are ready to go, and we want to make sure that we continue to surge here heading into the second half.
Similar to Johnstown, they play in a small arena where they get a lot of fans. What's the atmosphere like playing at Northwest Arena?
I think like you said, with Jamestown and Johnstown, their venues are different. They offer a different atmosphere for our players, and I think again it all depends on your team's approach to it. Do you not allow the crowd to be a factor, both mentally and then as the game goes on situationally with goals against and penalties and fights and whatnot. So you got to make a cognizant point of not giving them something to cheer about. So I think obviously getting off to a good start and kind of draining some energy from the building is always key there and something we talk about. Does it happen all the time? No. but it's something that we want to coach our players up about, like I spoke to you about in the past. It's something that when kids come through our program, we want to prepare them for college hockey, and that's part of it, right? Going into those hostile environments or friendly environments as a home player. So it's something that we do speak to our players about. We make a cognizant effort to discuss it, educate them about. But listen, once the puck drops, it's all on them really, right? There's only so much we can do, and they got to see where their maturity lies and how they can handle it. And I think that's the interesting part of junior hockey. You see where guys come from to where they are now, and I think we have a veteran group who's been through it. We've been through it in that building in the playoffs last year and had some success after some failures. So I think we're ready to go, and we're excited to get on the road and head there.
You still have 2 games left, and after that is the holiday break. So there's still work to be done, but how much is the team looking forward to this break, going into Christmas and New Year's?
I think you got to put into the fact the human element. These are young men who have been away from their families since August. They've been working hard, training here every day, working, and obviously they've done a tremendous job on the ice thus far. And I just think when you talk about the human element, going home to see mom and dad and sisters and brothers and grandparents and girlfriends and stuff, that's a real part of it, right? And those guys want to get there. I'd be lying to anyone if I don't say I miss my family throughout the year. It's a lot of time you spend with them. But it's our job, and we know that's what we're together about. I think the funny part is you see guys, as they head into it, they're eager to get home and kind of hit the reset button, and then a couple of days go by and you start getting the text about how excited they are to get the second half started, and then they get back here and everyone's like a kindergarten kid back at school again, and they're all excited to see each other. So that's a fun part of this too, because they're really just big kids at the end of the day. Sometimes we overlook them and advance them a little bit more than they are, but I think the boys are looking forward to it. We made sure this week to address the fact we don't want to overlook it and look ahead into the break. We do have to focus on the task at hand here. Like you said, 2 important, good games here for us on the road, and it's big for us here. Obviously, Johnstown's right behind us. We want to maintain our lead going into the break and put our best foot forward as we've spoken about this year. So big weekend for us, and we're excited to go, and then we'll worry about staying later.
Puck drop on Friday and Saturdays at 7:05 p.m. at Northwest Arena. You can catch both games on HockeyTV.com. This has been another edition of Coach's Corner. Craig, thank you for your time.
Thank you, and I just want to wish everyone in Titans Nation a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing everybody in 2020.